You are listening to the article Delhi's Pollution Season, Crisis Made in India. The city's dirty and dark season is not written by nature. It is authored by politics and policy failure. Delhi's winter air pollution is often treated as a natural calamity, seasonal, inevitable, and briefly unfortunate. This framing is misleading. What the capital experiences every year is not an act of nature but the outcome of predictable choices, delayed decisions, and fragmented governance. The choking air and the dimming skies together point to a deeper governance failure that demands structural, not episodic, responses. So, here are 5 arguments about this man-made crisis. 1. Delhi's air pollution is not episodic, it is structural. Every year, almost with ritual certainty, Delhi descends into a toxic haze. PM 2.5 levels, fine particulate matter small enough to penetrate deep into the lungs, routinely push the city's air quality index, AQI, into the 300 to 400 range. These levels are 20 to 30 times higher than what the World Health Organization considers safe. According to the Global Burden of Disease study, air pollution contributes to nearly 1.6 million premature deaths annually in India, with Delhi consistently ranked among the world's most polluted capitals. The critical point is this: Delhi's pollution is not confined to winter. Vehicular emissions, construction dust, industrial discharge, and diesel generators ensure that the city's baseline air quality remains poor year-round. Winter merely exposes and amplifies an already degraded system. Low wind speeds and temperature inversions trap pollutants closer to the ground, transforming chronic pollution into acute public health emergencies. Public protests, rare until recently, signal growing frustration. When citizens are forced onto the streets to demand breathable air, the problem has crossed from environmental mismanagement into democratic accountability.
2. Emergency measures exist, but political will to enforce them does not. India has no shortage of policy instruments to tackle Delhi's air pollution. The Graded Response Action Plan GRAP was designed precisely for such emergencies. Under GRAP 2, restrictions are imposed on diesel generators and the burning of coal and firewood. GRAP 3 goes further, calling for a ban on non-essential construction and diesel vehicles. Yet even when AQI levels crossed 400, classified as severe or hazardous by independent monitors like IQ-Air, authorities hesitated to escalate to GRAP 3. This reluctance is telling. Temporary construction bans and vehicle restrictions are politically inconvenient and economically disruptive, even though the economic cost of air pollution in India, according to the World Bank, is estimated at 1.4% to 1.7% of GDP annually. What emerges is a pattern. The state acknowledges the crisis rhetorically, but avoids decisive action until conditions become unbearable. By then, damage to health, productivity, and public trust has already been done. 3. The stubble burning debate reflects policy failure, not farmer malice. Crop residue burning in Punjab, Haryana, and western Uttar Pradesh remains one of the most contentious contributors to Delhi's winter smog. Conflicting data illustrates the confusion. Some reports suggest a 77% decline in stubble burning incidents due to flood-damaged crops, while official Punjab Pollution Control Board data shows a 3-fold increase in the past 10 days, with over 350 cases reported. Both claims can coexist, and that is precisely the problem. India's monitoring systems are fragmented, politicized, and often inconsistent. What remains undisputed is this: stubble burning persists because it is the cheapest option available to farmers. Alternatives such as the Happy Seeder or Super SMS machines cost money, fuel, and time. Despite years of announcements about subsidies and incentives, uptake remains limited. In Punjab alone, farm fires fell from 36,663 cases in 2023 to 10,909 last year, showing that policy intervention can work. But partial success is not structural reform. Unless residue management is fully integrated into crop economics through procurement policies, direct income support, or decentralized biomass markets, burning will continue. Blaming farmers without fixing incentives is both unjust and ineffective.
Firecrackers reveal the gap between judicial orders and ground reality. Firecrackers remain a politically sensitive but environmentally damaging factor in Delhi's pollution spike. Just days before Diwali, the Supreme Court relaxed a 5-year ban, allowing the use of so-called green crackers for 6 hours over 2 days. Experts immediately pointed out that these crackers are only 20 to 30% less polluting, not non-polluting. Ground reality rendered even these limited safeguards meaningless. Fireworks were burst well beyond permitted hours, and highly polluting crackers were openly sold. Studies by the Council on Energy, Environment and Water, CEW, show that Diwali night PM 2.5 concentrations can spike by 300 to 500% above baseline levels. The issue here is not cultural celebration versus environmentalism, it is regulatory credibility. When court orders are routinely flouted without consequence, enforcement itself becomes performative. Environmental governance cannot survive on symbolic restrictions that collapse under social pressure. 5. The health and economic costs are rising, but politics remains cyclical. The health impacts of Delhi's pollution are immediate and cumulative. Residents report coughing, breathlessness, and eye irritation, while doctors warn of long-term risks: asthma, cardiovascular disease, reduced lung capacity in children, and weakened immune systems. According to the Lancet Planetary Health, children in Delhi already have lung capacities 10 to 30% lower than global averages. Yet political responses remain trapped in an annual blame cycle. This year, the Delhi government accused Punjab of forcing farmers to burn stubble, while Punjab countered that Delhi was misrepresenting pollution data. This interstate finger-pointing obscures a crucial truth: air does not respect political boundaries. Countries that broke similar cycles offer lessons. China's Air Pollution Action Plan, 2013, cut Beijing's PM 2.5 levels by 33% in 4 years through plant closures, vehicle restrictions, and massive investment. The European Union saw sunlight hours rebound after stricter clean air laws in the 1990s. India, by contrast, continues to rely on reactive winter-only measures.
3 ways out of Delhi's dark season. Delhi does not lack diagnoses for its air pollution crisis. It lacks resolve. The science is settled, the sources are known, and the seasonal pattern is painfully predictable. What remains is the willingness to move from reactive firefighting to durable correction. That correction requires 2 practical interventions that alter incentives and enforcement, and 1 philosophical shift in how India understands development itself. Practical Solution 1. Make clean air economically rational, not morally optional. The single most persistent driver of winter pollution, stubble burning, continues not because farmers are unaware of its harm, but because it is economically rational. Any solution that ignores this reality will fail. The answer lies in integrating crop residue management into the agricultural value chain, not treating it as an environmental afterthought. The government must guarantee direct payments per acre for non-burning, funded jointly by the center and polluting urban states like Delhi. Pilot studies suggest that even 2,500 to 3,000 Indian rupees per acre can offset the cost of mechanized alternatives. Equally important is creating a market for agricultural waste. Crop residue can be used for biomass power, compressed biogas, CBG, packaging material, and ethanol blending. India already operates over 50 biomass power plants, but their feedstock supply remains fragmented. A formal procurement mechanism, similar to MSP, would convert waste into income. This is not charity, it is cost-effective governance. The World Bank estimates that air pollution costs India over $95 billion annually in health losses and productivity. Paying farmers to prevent burning is cheaper than treating the damage later. Practical Solution 2. Treat air pollution like a public health emergency, not a seasonal nuisance. Delhi already has emergency tools such as GRAP, but they are applied hesitantly, inconsistently, and often too late. This must change. Air pollution should trigger automatic, non-negotiable responses, much like disaster management protocols. If AQI crosses 300 for 48 consecutive hours, GRAP 3 must activate by default. No political discretion, No delays. Construction halts, diesel restrictions, and work-from-home advisories should follow algorithmically, not administratively. Enforcement also needs teeth. Penalties for violations, illegal construction, diesel generator use, firecracker sales must be financially painful, not symbolic. Singapore fines repeat environmental offenders tens of thousands of dollars. India often fines a few thousand rupees. Crucially, pollution control boards must be insulated from political pressure and given prosecutorial authority. Without enforcement credibility, regulation becomes theater.
The philosophical solution. Redefine development beyond speed and spectacle. At its core, Delhi's pollution crisis reflects a deeper confusion. India still equates development with speed, visibility, and consumption. More cars, more construction, more celebration, regardless of cost. This mindset is outdated. No society can call itself developed if its children grow up with damaged lungs and its elderly fear stepping outdoors. Clean air is not a luxury of rich nations, it is a precondition for human dignity. India's civilizational traditions understood this intuitively. Ancient cities were built around wind flow, water bodies, and seasonal rhythms. Modern India must recover that wisdom, not as nostalgia, but as strategy. The real choice before the country is not environment versus growth. It is short-term growth versus long-term survival. Until that philosophical correction is made, Delhi's dark season will return, every year, on schedule. Conclusion. A crisis of governance, not geography. Delhi's choking winters are neither mysterious nor unavoidable. They are the predictable outcome of fragmented authority, weak enforcement, and short-term political calculations. The science is clear, the data overwhelming, and the solutions well documented. What is missing is coordination, between states, between courts and governments, and between environmental goals and economic planning. Until air pollution is treated as a year-round national priority rather than a seasonal inconvenience, Delhi will continue to suffocate. The city's dark season is not written by nature. It is authored by policy failure.